What is Nashville's wealthiest zip code? You may be surprised. Even if you're a local, you may not be able to guess what it is right now. This is such a surprise that the Wall Street Journal actually came out with an article that talks about this area just outside of Nashville and why the average price point is over $3 million. And so in this video, we're going to talk about this area and what's making it so attractive to all these people. And we're also going to discuss what is Nashville's wine country. It all starts right now. Tucker, what is the suburb that we're going to discuss here?
Sure, Clay. So we're talking about College Grove. This is about 30 to 40 minutes south of Nashville in the suburb of Williamson County. We're not far from Franklin, Tennessee, or Spring Hill, Tennessee, or even Brentwood, Tennessee. We have several videos covering that. But this is a neat little pocket that I think we need to discuss.
What is the essence of this area, and why on earth would the Wall Street Journal pay it any attention?
Well, it's definitely a lot of eye candy. You've got some really neat neighborhoods like the Grove, which has got the golf course community, gorgeous $5 to $8 million homes. You also have Troubadour down there with picturesque golf courses and lots to see there, but there's a lot more that we also need to discuss.
Right, and I think the Wall Street Journal's attention is kind of captivated by College Grove because the price point, some of the home prices are eye-popping. There's some really, really high-end homes in this area. And at the same time, it's a very rural feel. So it's a unique blend of the two. And as a suburb of bustling area of Nashville, it's an attention getter, so much so that the Wall Street Journal created an entire article about it. Tucker, since you brought up the Grove, the neighborhood, the Grove, tell us more about that.
Sure. So this is a gated community with homes all around the golf course. Everything's private, underground utilities, planned development, wonderful golf course. And then what's drawing people to this type of development is going to be large homes, picturesque views. You're not that far from retail and shopping and everything you need, but you still want to be private and tucked away.
The amazing thing to me about the Grove is you can jump off of 840, which is the interstate, and within about 60 seconds, you're at the entrance and going through the gates of the Grove, and it's just amazing. The access is really amazing. And then you get in the Grove, and the golf course, it just has a huge spacious feel around that whole neighborhood. So it's very well done, very nice, and people such as like Dave Ramsey have made that their home. So there's some famous people that are kind of in there. If they're moving there, there's a reason, right?
Well, absolutely. And Clay, we just helped somebody move there from New York. Tell me a little bit more about that.
New York couple, executive who works downtown Nashville and looking to move his family, young children to a golf course community. We looked everywhere, and this is really where we landed because he can come home in the afternoon and go hit golf balls with his little kids and ride the golf cart around and just have an escape from the hustle and bustle of downtown Nashville. And the beautiful thing is with the interstate access, the commute can be 30, 40 minutes. Depending on traffic, it could be worse. But if you're coming from a place like New York, 30 minutes is like nothing, right? So it's accessible enough, to get there, to get to town, to get to Cool Springs if you work there, or Maryland Farms. And so for that reason, it's just desirable location for a lot of people, and the community makes a lot of sense.
Well, it does. And if we are going to talk about College Grove, and this is one thing that wasn't really covered in the Wall Street Journal article, is Troubadour.
So Troubadour is very interesting and special neighborhood, another golf course community, but it's really much more than that. Ultra luxury and ultra private, and it's going to have that celebrity factor as well. When you pull up to the entrance of Troubadour, you won't even realize you're there because it's very understated and there's an armed security guard, and you don't even realize that this neighborhood is back there unless you know what you're looking for. But very unique and a special offering. Gonna have all kinds of amenities, pickleball courts, indoor, outdoor workout facilities, archery, and the golf course is very, very nice. And there's all kinds of stuff. The list goes on. Tucker, tell us more about Troubadour.
Sure. So it's a Tom Fazio course. If you want to be a member, you need to own a home in there. For about 30% of the residences, it is a second home. So do know that when you buy your home, I think the initial dues is $200,000 and you pay $24,000 annually. Neat thing about Troubadour is you don't set a tee time. You just show up and start playing. You can really wear whatever you want. You can play barefoot. It's pretty relaxed setting for people that want to be ultra private. And You'll never know who you run into when you're down there playing golf.
That's right. And after you're done playing, you can go jump in the cold plunge that they have there. Would be love to be doing. And the other cool thing is they have all these snack bars and it's all included. Like you don't pay for anything. If you're there, you just grab whatever snacks, fully stocked stations at the golf course and the workout facility. Now, granted, it's paid for by the dues that people pay, but when you're there, it's just an absolute, it's just like, wow, this is like a resort. It's amazing. So very cool place to check out. So you got the Grove, you got Troubadour, probably the two biggest noteworthy, both golf course communities in College Grove, but there's a lot more there too. What else do people know about?
Great neighborhood in College Grove. It's called Vail. They've already finished phase 1. They're starting to move into phase 2. Price range is around $1.5 million. Same thing. When you pull into the neighborhood, you're not seeing power lines anywhere. You're just seeing the rolling hills of Tennessee. Absolutely gorgeous development. It is planned just like you would want, but something else to be on your list.
That's right. And one thing we've got to talk about if you're in College Grove is you got to talk about where shopping is and how far it is to get to grocery stores. Your nearest grocery store is probably going to be Berry Farms, Publix, which is 10, 12 minutes by interstate, really good interstate access to get there. But I think as you see June Lake and Spring Hill develop out on I-65, you're going to see some more connectivity and some more options open up in the commercial world of getting there from College Grove. So if you had not heard of June Lake, then definitely check out. We have some videos about June Lake. We're excited about that. It's right there on I-65. So you're also going to be accessible to Cool Springs and all the shopping. There's over 200 restaurants in Cool Springs, right? And so it's, 15 minutes plus or minus, depending on where you are in College Grove, all by the interstate as well. And then to the airport, to Nashville Airport from College Grove, you're looking at around 40 minutes. Give or take, depending on where you're coming from exactly as well. So it's doable. And so there's not shopping right in College Grove so much. You got to drive a little bit to get there, but it's doable, right?
Oh, absolutely. Now, probably one of the biggest complaints that we hear about College Grove is if you just want to run out and grab a sandwich for lunch or go get Chipotle, you do have that 10 to 15 minute drive. And just like Clay said, the closest thing that you're going to find for retail and everything is going to be in Berry Farms. That's where the new In-N-Out headquarters is going to be. They're getting an In-N-Out burger right there. But the majority of the shopping that you're going to be doing, where the Whole Foods is and everything, is really Cool Springs. Cool Springs, for people that don't know, is really the corporate hub of all of Nashville. That's where everybody is. That's where all the hotels and restaurants congregate. And so that's probably where you're going to spend most of your time traveling to.
Tucker, let's talk about entertainment. What else is there around College Grove that people need to know about?
Well, what's so neat is this is such a great ecosystem because, yes, you do have downtown Franklin, which is really what draws the most of the people to this part of Williamson County. And then if you drop south from there, you really have Leapers Fork, which is like you have Fox and Lock, Wine by the River, just neat art galleries where you can really get up, grab a cup of coffee and walk up and down the street. And it's just a nice little getaway. But if we're going to talk about real entertainment, you really have First Bank Amphitheater, 7,500 seat amphitheater that sits in a rock quarry. A lot of great bands. You've had the Doobie Brothers and you've had Steve Miller Band, Counting Crows, Zach Bryan, which I feel like owns half of Twitter. Clay, all I have is Zach Bryan in my social media feed. I don't know if that's for my children, but it's making me laugh.
Man, yeah, I'm right there with you. My oldest daughter is obsessed, and I just don't understand. I'm like, yes, he sounds good, and I like him, but I'm like, he's really caught on. He's caught on a huge fan base all of a sudden. And the other place you got to talk about is Arrington Vineyards. Tell us a little bit more about what that is.
Arrington Vineyards, winery in College Grove, owned by Kix Brooks and Dunn. Just like most of College Grove. Let me side note real quick, Troubadour used to be owned by Tanya Tucker, all that land, and then that was sold and turned into that development. So, by the way, everything seems to go back to a songwriter or a country music artist theme here. There's a lot that goes on at Arrington. It's a great place on the weekend just to go with your friends. You can sit by the fire. You can watch the sunset. It's just a great area. It's a nice compliment to Williamson County. And Kix Brooks has been someone who's been very influential in the community.
Yeah, Arrington Vineyards is super special. There's huge views. There's vineyards that literally they grow their wine and they make wine there. And this is all just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. Most people wouldn't realize it was there, but it's a great place for wine and cheese or to picnic or hang out, take friends and have a casual night. They have jazz nights and things like that as well. Tucker, if somebody is considering College Grove or curious about it, what other areas do you think need to be in the conversation?
Sure. Well, first of all, I would start off with just Franklin, Tennessee. And there's a lot of housing options just when you say Franklin. You've got West Haven, which is a planned development. Everything starts around $1 million. You do have the 55 and up community going on right near there, but not everything has to be a planned development. You do have smaller neighborhoods that don't have all these extra pieces. So I would definitely consider that. I would still have June Lake on the list. It's going to be the new front entrance to Spring Hill, Tennessee, which is just south of Franklin. And you still have easy access to downtown and to the airport.
That's exactly right. You're going to have other areas that are kind of going to feel similar, but all of it's going to be Middle Tennessee and have its own unique flavors. You know, the other neighborhood I think is noteworthy is Wylea. It's new and up and coming. There's not houses in there yet, but it's a really great location in Franklin. It's super high-end luxury community, and we have a video about it, so be sure to check that out. Tucker, anything else you want to add as we talk about College Grove here?
One thing on Wylea, that's really an equestrian community, full-time concierge. You were just tucked away really in the heart of Franklin. So you're a little bit further north than the rest of these developments that we're talking about. But again, picturesque views, something to consider if you're in that $5 to $8 million range.
Tucker, I got to ask you, what's going on in your background over there? Is that a ball machine? Is that what that is?
My oldest Anna actually has a tennis tournament at the Grove this coming weekend. So we'll be in that development. Great tennis courts. You got to check it out.
Hey, I want to say thanks for watching our video, and we love it when you subscribe it, and we love it even more when you call. So feel free to get in touch with us. And until next time, we hope to show you around town.